Every married person knows the spouse at work drill. You forget your lunch, she runs you a sandwich. You spilled coffee down your shirt at 8:45 a.m., he's in the parking lot with a clean one by 9:15. The kid is sick, you drop off the keys, surprise cupcakes for your birthday for the break room. Sweet, normal, encouraged even. Now, has your spouse ever swung by the office to grill a job candidate for 40 minutes? Has your spouse popped in for your meeting with the British military? Has your spouse hopped into your group chat and helped you plan airstrikes? No, none of that happens to you guys? Well, then congratulations. You are currently not working at Pete Hegseth's Pentagon. And the New York Times is publishing a story that starts off, there has never been a Pentagon spouse quite like Jennifer Hegseth. And they aren't kidding, because NYT talked to 20 current and former officials describing an 18-year Fox News executive producer who used to produce her husband's TV hits, who is now serving as his, quote, de facto producer at the Pentagon. Jennifer preps his appearances, sits in on his meetings with journalists. She interviews potential staff. She was even in the room with top British defense officials during the stretch when we cut off intelligence to Ukraine. Now, what is her official position? Doesn't have one. Her security clearance. Pentagon won't comment on that. And the New York Times is reporting that she has to slip quietly into the building. Think about that building, the Pentagon, because folks, when the Secretary of Defense's most influential advisor is sneaking into the Pentagon like a teenager coming home after curfew, something is deeply, deeply wrong. And like I mentioned, she was in that Signal group chat because when the Secretary of Roid Rage allegedly shared the attack plans for strikes in Yemen over Signal, his wife was in the chat, along with his brother and his lawyer. You have the War Cabinet now brought to you by the Family Plan. Senator Chris Coons said he can't just hand that to his wife and say, "Here, honey, hold my beer and hold my classified information." A source told the New York Times that Hegseth likes having his wife along when he travels to keep him out of trouble. And I get it. He's a man with an admitted drinking history who did pledge total sobriety to get confirmed. But the people closest to him apparently believe that he needs a full-time chaperone while he holds the keys to the largest military on earth during a war. John Oliot, who ran communications for this Pentagon, said it's bonkers that a defense secretary would involve his wife in sensitive official duties, including sharing details of an impending military operation, and face zero consequences. Any president deserves better judgment from his national security leaders, end quote. So, when asked about it, how did the Pentagon respond to their own former spokesman? An official statement calling him, quote, a crazy ex. That's your Department of Defense, everybody, communicating in the register of a Bravo reunion. All right, comment section, I want to hear from you guys. Would you want your boss's spouse sitting in on your job interview? Let me know what you think and how you think that would go. Some of you may have excellent relationships with your boss and their spouse, but would you want them sitting in on your job interview? Now, while Pete Hegseth's wife runs an unofficial command post, Hegseth did eliminate the Pentagon program that is designed to expand women's participation in national security. Think about that. Pete Hegseth killed the program for women who apply, interview, get vetted, earn a badge, all of it. While the most powerful woman in the building got there by marrying the boss and sneaking in. Meritocracy, baby, only the best people. And so now, the White House has Natalie, the Pentagon has Jennifer. Unelected, unconfirmed, and no security clearance that we know about. And when the Times asked about this, the Pentagon didn't deny a word of it. Their spokesperson did say that the department, quote, actively plans to involve her even more deeply in the future. Deeper? This woman is already in the war chats. Let's see how far this country will fall under Donald Trump. And that's why I'm asking you guys to subscribe, because somebody has to keep an org chart of who's actually running your government. And I got to tell you, it sure as hell ain't the Senate. An unvetted +1 at the war table, a chaperone for your Secretary of Defensiveness, and an official government statement calling someone that's talking reasonably about their department a crazy ex. That's your Pentagon, folks. I hope you're sleeping well because someone's wife is on watch.